Good morning, afternoon, lacrosse fans, and welcome to the Junior B Tier 1 Championships, the 2025 Founders Cup, live from the WarChiefs Sportsplex on the beautiful Septina Nation. As your host, the Calgary Shamrocks organization is excited to welcome the best junior lacrosse players from across the country to Calgary. This game features the Nova Scotia Privateers versus the Seneca WarChiefs. And now, with that, we ask that you please rise if you are able and remove your hats for the playing of this afternoon's national anthem.
In the spirit of respect, reciprocity, and truth, we honor and acknowledge that we are on the traditional territory of the peoples of Treaty 7, including the Blackfoot Confederacy, comprising of the Siksika, Piikani, and Kainai First Nations, the Tsuut'ina First Nation, and the Stoney Nakoda, including the Chiniki, Bearspaw, Goodstoney First Nations. The city of Calgary is also home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, Districts 5 and 6. This land has long been a gathering place for many Indigenous peoples. We recognize and honor all nations, Indigenous and non-Indigenous, who live, work, and play here, and who continue to care for and enrich this territory. It's day 2 of the Founders Cup, game number 1 of the day, 1 of 3, I should say, live here on BC Sports TV. And it will be the 2 remaining teams who have yet to get into any action yet. It's the Nova Scotia Privateers and the Seneca WarChiefs. Getting a look at the starting netminder for Nova Scotia, Keegan Horn. Not a lot of info on these Privateers just yet, as this is a group of guys that have been put together throughout their junior league to form this Nova Scotia representing team, wearing the Privateers logo. And it will be Seneca with the first touch of the game, and a fake shot and a low one underneath that will be a left pad save for Horn. So we're coming to you live from the Wolf Automotive broadcast booth, celebrating over 100 years serving Alberta drivers. Wolf Calgary, Chevrolet, GMC, and Buick at 768 101 Street. HVAC. With installs, maintenance, and repairs, Koba keeps Calgarians cozy, cool, and comfortable all year long. Trust the experts in commercial heating, ventilation, and cooling. Koba HVAC. We bang better. I will say, I love that tagline. Shout out to all of our sponsors here on BC Sports TV, helping to bring the broadcast to these airwaves for free. Shot around a screen. A bouncer off the chest protector of Sandry. Loose ball knocked ahead. Shorthanded effort here for Seneca, and the pass is deflected. Last touching a Nova Scotia stick, though, so they're going to keep it, and they'll get a fresh 30 to work with as well. Got to get over the center line. Again, a reminder, these are Lacrosse Canada rules, so normally no 8-second count if you're used to watching NLL games or some junior games, depending on where you're watching from. But that count does go to 10 seconds if you're shorthanded. If you could hear any of the Seneca coaches screaming, "Get over." That is what the shouting is about. Back underway. Power play going back to work here. Unsuccessful on their first set. They do have 50 seconds remaining as they'll work it around the horn. Deflected off the stick up top. Backhand feed. Maybe not the wisest decision to throw that through, and it turns into Seneca going with a shorthanded chance towards the goal. No! They're going to wave it off. A close one, and we'll see if we can load that up on the highlight reel here in a moment and take a peek, but the official right there. A good view on the crease. Power play time goes down to 20 seconds. There's a shot from distance. It got behind the goaltender, but pulled off at the last moment. That was close. But chalk it up as another save for Sandry. Oh for 1 now on the power play are the Privateers, and they're still trailing 1-0 against the WarChiefs, representing from the First Nations Lacrosse Association. Returning to even strength now. There's a shot from way outside from the goal scorer, and Brian Freeman. Now a delayed penalty coming up against the Privateers. 6 on 5, 20 to work with on the shot clock. Tons of time here with the extra attacker. They might not need the power play as that one goes right into the face mask. And now we're going to get the first chance, or our first chance, to see Seneca on the man advantage. Wolf Automotive Group, formerly GSL Chev City, is a proud sponsor of the 2025 Founders Cup. Visit our brand new dealerships right off Stony Trail and Old Banff Coach Road. Wide formation for the penalty killers of the Privateers. High sticking is the penalties. It comes across the PA speakers. Good defensive stick to make that a little bit less of a clean exit from the shooter, and the officials just trying to decide where the ball is going to start off, and they'll decide over at the far side half wall. Croy Snow is going to run point. He'll go to the near side first. Available at the top if need be, which they decide they'll go to now. Now start their motion. Snow is available again, but still working down from the crease. Up top, another sidearm bouncer that goes high up on the goaltender, up into the face mask of Keegan Horn. But he makes the save, and his team will look for a shorthanded chance, and they give it away. Now numbers for the WarChiefs, bobbled pass, and that will allow the penalty killers to get back into their formation, and the power play will slow it down. 1:05 left in the high sticking penalty to Finn St. Hilaire. Everybody going to get a touch here. Snow still at the point, and his pass is picked off. Little telegraphed, say the Privateers. Now Eisner has his hands tied up, but this time gets it deep into the offensive zone. Pinned in the corner right now. Snow had him there for a moment, and Eisner throws it blindly towards the restraining line. This time it's the WarChiefs who give it away. 30 seconds left on their power play. Eisner's done a good job on this penalty killing effort. Exhausted, he'll head off for a change. McDonald finds some space in the corner, but the double team is mounting. Banks one Off the end glass, it'll go to the far side. He'll head to the bench, and now both teams will be 0 for 1 on the man advantage. It remains 1-0 though for the WarChiefs. And look out of the box came St. Hilaire. WarChiefs forward didn't quite see him, but at the last second threw it over to the far side. That was Elias John. Now from distance, a low bid denied. So that'll go off the glove of Horn, rebound into the corner. WarChiefs collect on the run, shot wide, big rebound, falls through the middle of the floor, batted into the corner. WarChiefs doing a great job here on the offensive side of the ball in terms of loose balls. There's another crash and banging effort behind. They did still technically have possession, however, so no reset. Shot. That made its way on the mark. There's another save by Horn going down to his knees. He'll hang on. Feed goes down low. Still trying to tie this thing up. The Privateers are in a good spot here. Tripped up, no call. As Cox takes a look over at the referees with their arms down as Seneca goes the other way. That'll deflect again. Glove side on Horn. That seems to be where the WarChiefs are shooting often throughout this game in the opening 8 or so minutes. 8:02 if we're being exact. Trying the hidden ball trick. It creeps over to the lefties, however. As Joey John lobs over to the righties instead. Good defense here by the Privateers, but sneaking through and getting a shot off to the near side, just missing, however. That was Jaden Kennedy. Now a shot on the run, stopped by Horn. He'll deflect it into the near side, and again, the WarChiefs find an offensive rebound from distance, wide. Hard off the end boards. It'll go back over center, and now the Privateers going to give chase. There's a big collision. Joey John knocked his man down, and there's a penalty on the play that will send the Privateers back to the power play. Since 1999, Northern Matin Bridge has led Canadian access with the country's largest fleet of mats and portable bridges. From Muskegum Mountains, Northern Matin Bridge builds safe temporary roads that protect crews' schedules and the ground beneath. So both teams 0 for 1 on the power play to kick things off, but the Privateers now another chance to even things up with the man advantage. McDonald feeds down low. Everybody going to get a touch here early. Shot from distance, that rung iron, and look at that rebound all the way down the floor. Check that post for a bruise. My, oh my. Back near the center line. Changes underway for the WarChiefs. There's a man open far side, and it was the goal scorer, Freeman. Hard to miss him with those shoes. Back checking effort. Privateers wanted a call, not going to get it as Ryan was knocked down. Speaking of hard to miss, when a player is wearing the number 99, hard to miss him as well. So over halfway through the power play. Speaking of 99, Seneca actually has one as well. Everett Stevens currently watching on from the sin bin. So 45 seconds left in the Privateers power play, but they will still wait for possession. Seneca hanging on to it despite the double team. Pass through the middle, just out of the reach of the intended target far side. As Croy Snow couldn't quite knock it down, and with that whistle, the goaltenders are going to get a quick water break. Somehow, some way, just a 1-0 game, and the Privateers will remain on the man advantage after absolutely smoking the post on their first set. But since that opportunity, it's been mostly Seneca possession while shorthanded. Remember, these are the two remaining teams that have yet to play in the Founders Cup. This 8-team tournament, 6 of them got into the action on day number 1. And this here at BC Sports TV is going to be your home of the Founders Cup all week long. It's going to be myself, Tino Ferrer, and Cody Jansen. Cameraman extraordinaire George Parra is parked over somewhere to my left. It's hard to really, put a ton of credit into the standings after just day one, but just for the record, Coquitlam sits atop of Pool A after their first win in the nightcap last night. Goals for certainly helping them there. 12-6 was their final against St. John Rapids.
Scored by number 10, Bibi Freeman.
In the B pool, it's the Ganawage Hunters who sit first place. Shot from the point again. And look out as that one goes off the dasher and stays in, and the official is going to say that did go out. Sort of a 50-50 ball, I guess you could say. And with 2 seconds remaining until the penalized player can come out, it'll be Stevens as he goes right into the offense. So they again go to that hidden ball trick. Freeman feeds through the middle, a sidearm bouncer and a glove save. Horn's been busy. The Privateers will exit their defensive zone. McClellan takes it back to his own side of center and starts things over. Down to the corner. Pass might have gone off a stick, and that allows Seneca to retrieve from their defensive end. A few too many one-and-done possessions in this opening period for the Nova Scotia representatives. Chalk it up maybe to a bit of rust. There's that hidden ball trick again. Feed down low. This is Kennedy. Pass to the middle. Shot and a glove save. Horn with another one. Just getting peppered here early, and he might have to make another stop as Seneca finds another offensive rebound. Fresh 30. Driving low. Pellet spins under. Doesn't like what he sees, so he'll throw it way downtown. Kennedy, far side, scores! It's 2-0 for the WarChiefs. Rebound after rebound after rebound. Pretty good recipe for success. Eventually, they will fall. That one again went glove side, I believe. That has been more or less where the majority of these shots are coming. We'll get a great look at it here, and is that Freeman again? I believe it was. So he'll make it 2-0 on his second.
WarChiefs goal, his first of the tournament, scored by number 21, Antonio Bello.
Check that, it was Palat, they'll say.
Time of the goal, 8:03 in the first period. That's Bello from...
Maybe a third. Scores! Top corner! What is that, 10 seconds later? Right off the face-off win. That ball stayed in the stick of one man that entire possession. It was Jaden Kennedy, and then he absolutely rips that top corner. Take a look at this release. The switch was just a second too late. That ball falls just inside the post, and we're going to get a rare face-off violation against the WarChiefs that will give the Privateers possession. Now Eisner with a blind pass towards McDonald. That goes off the head of his stick and all the way back towards his bench. He'll have to start things over here with 7.5 to play. Sharp angle, wide.
By number 66 is Booty John. His first of the tournament, assisted by number 24, Garrett John, at 7:36 in the first period. That's John from John at 7:36
John from John. Thank you to the PA announcer in-house. The 7 Chiefs Sportsplex. Spin move through, shot wide. High off the glass, Ryan is battling for it. It still falls down to the turf. Somehow they find it and score! There were 3 Privateers defenders digging for this loose ball, and there was 1 Seneca forward. Look at this non-stop effort. Jake Gansworth through the pile. One hand on his stick, and there's the swinging defensive stick that I think when the Privateers go back and look at some of this tape, that's going to be something that they are going to want to correct. Even if you take an interference call at that point, I think taking the body is probably the move.
WarChiefs goal, his first of the tournament, scored by number 15, Jake Gansworth.
Interference gives possession now back to the WarChiefs. One-timer, what a save by Horn. Post to post. Smooth as ever, and keeps his team in just a 4-goal deficit, but it was just a centimeter probably away from being a 5-goal one. Big collision. Down to the floor for just a moment was Jacob Kennedy, but he'll get back up. The offense making their way back onto the turf. Antonio Palat with a goal in this first period. He'll head off. Driving, shooting wide though, and it'll ricochet off the end boards. Back into the stick of Elias John. He'll feed down low, and Seneca forward did not want to touch it as he was the last one to run through the crease, but he helps cause a turnover. Waiting for the loose ball was Elias John again, and now it's a fresh 30. John hits the trailer. Fresh off the bench, the pass is down low to the corner. John ran out of space, still able to get it to Jaden Kennedy from distance. Delayed call coming up against the Privateers. They don't need the power play. They'll find that top corner again regardless. Brian Freeman, this time he will get his second. Before the extra attacker even got in, the nice toe drag around the low defender, and again, glove side. They love that top right corner. Bar down. Brian Freeman. Have yourself a day. Well, don't forget, for a lot of this first period, this was a 1-0 game. It's just been as of late that Seneca has really turned it on. Mind you, they've maintained possession even in the bulk of that time when it was just 1-0. But I look back to that moment, it feels like, just a couple of minutes ago when the Privateers were on their power play and that shot went heavy off the post. It was that close to being a tie game at 1-1. And instead at the other end, it'll be Horn making another save with his left side, sweeps over from down on one knee. A little bit of rough stuff in front of the Nova Scotia bench. Everybody goes their separate ways. 4:20 left in the first. Drive on an individual, and it's in again, top corner. Take a look at the open space in the middle of the floor here. No help underneath. Well, I guess there was, but the defender through the middle was following his man on the cutter, and that left Landon Ryan all on his own. So it's a 6-0 game, but I would venture to say probably 5 of these goals have been into that same corner. They certainly like their spots.
WarChiefs goal, his second of the game, scored by number 15, Jake Gansworth.
So give Gansworth another one in this period. He's got 2.
4:16 in the first period. That's Gansworth from John at 4:16 in the first period.
And now a delayed call coming up against Seneca, goaltender to the bench. There's just under 4 minutes remaining. And there's 10 on the shot clock before the Privateers will go to their third power play of this game. That one sails well wide, and it was a Seneca forward who's going to go off for 2 or less. Slashing is going to be the call. Freehold Royalty is a uniquely positioned leading North American energy royalty company, one of the proud sponsors here at the 2025 Founders Cup. So give the power play opportunity advantage pretty heavily in favor of Nova Scotia here, but still looking for their first goal of the Founders. 2 minutes for slashing, and that'll go to Luke Smeater.
WarChiefs penalty to number 20, Luke Smeater.
Scores! Put them on the board and give them their first power play goal as well. It'll be Jack McKay. Nothing too fancy here, just a shot that the goaltender gets a piece of. You could hear it ricochet off his pads, but not enough. And McKay puts Nova Scotia firmly into the Founders Cup. Yeah, you can see that just go between the legs. And check that, I believe it's actually Brendan D in net for Seneca. My mistake, I announced him as Sandry. -1 for myself. Now under 3 to play. There's a nice backhand pass through. It's out of the reach in front, and that means it falls into the stick of Keegan Horn. He'll look up. Privateers had a man up the play, but couldn't quite get it to him in time. Brady Gugu had a little bit of pressure on him. He'll make the safe play. And St. Hilaire will take a peek back towards his bench. 15 to shoot, 2.5 to play. St. Hilaire still with it. He wants the drive, ran out of room. So he went airborne, but official right there with a good sight line. He was well into the crease, and Seneca not allowed as quick of a start as they would have liked. Now they'll get back into the mix. Late change as Kennedy comes in, and a shot from the far side is handled easily by Horn. Stepping out of his crease to create some space. A wise decision, but here's the back check of the WarChiefs, refusing to give up. It's Jaden Kennedy the whole way back. Eight seconds on the shot clock by the time Nova Scotia had finished off their change, and McDonald had the pass deflected. He just forced to dump it all the way down with 90 seconds remaining in the first period. Seneca again threatening with that hidden ball trick. They'll start at the near side, Elias John. Nice defensive stick, knocks the ball free, but no pressure on him. He'll take his space near the half wall, send it far side. Delayed call coming up against Nova Scotia, and on the shot, that'll give us a whistle, and the Privateers captain will head off on the cross-checking call. Second chance on the power play coming up for Seneca. Trican, Canada's largest well service company, delivering hydraulic fracturing, cementing, coiled tubing, and more across Western Canada's oil and gas industry. With unmatched expertise and a commitment to safety, efficiency, and the environment, Trican keeps energy flowing. They made quick work of their last chance with the extra attacker, but it did not end up being a power play goal. So it came before the whistle, and well, that one took exactly 15 seconds, and guess where it went? Just inside the post, glove side, past Horn. Ball came over to the righties for just a split second, and then it's in the back of the net. And you can see the high defender went and slid over to the point man on the power play. And then the space opened up here as McClellan, the low defender, was caught in no man's land between the crease guy and the shooter, and that allows some space to open up in the final minute. 43 seconds left. It's now 7-1 in favor of the WarChiefs. Come out flying in their first game of the Founders Cup. Through the middle again. Pass didn't quite touch down in under 30 seconds remaining in the first. We'll see how both of these teams want to play this, and the Privateers look for a pass well ahead of everybody. It ends up back in the stick of the WarChiefs. Down to 15 to play. They'll slow up. Goaltender heading towards the bench. Taking a peek back. There's 7 seconds by the time the final two forwards make their way on. Down to 4, 3, shot, saved in front, and there's a slashing call here that will go to the Privateers. So Seneca, after scoring their first power play goal of the game, will get another chance here, but just 2 seconds to go.
His first of the night, scored by number 24, Aaron John. Assisted by number 23, Jaden Kennedy, number 10, B.B. Freeman. That goal in 56 seconds of the first period. That's John Kennedy and Freeman at 56 seconds left in the first period.
Jaden Kennedy is going to start things off here, and he's likely just going to want to fire it to the goal. Maybe time for a pass and a one-timer, but they got to be quick. He is just going to throw it towards Horn, and I don't think it made its way on target. So when we return, the WarChiefs, already leading 7-1, and with a power play goal under their belt, will remain on the power play. What a way to kick things off on day 2 of the Founders Cup. Thanks for joining us live on BC Sports TV. We'll be back after this.
So in 2019, we went and visited a crypto mining site. We looked around. I said to myself, there's got to be a better way. My name is Chuck Lecuyer, founder of CS Corporation, home of the IntelliFlex line of product. At IntelliFlex, we're innovators. We design, build, deploy, and operate our system. We designed a system that is very easy to operate. We have industry-leading operation uptime and efficiency. Our product are UL certified. Quality is what we do. Every piece will have their own power distribution system, their own immersion tank, network system, pump, fans. Our clients that we have all have something in common, and they're looking for a high quality product that they could deploy as a modular system that is scalable. At IntelliFlex, our motto is start to finish.
Perfect Surfaces, Canada's leader in rubber flooring and specialty surfaces. From gyms to arenas, our premium rubber flooring is built to take a beating and keep going. Extremely durable, impact resistant, and engineered for high-performance spaces. Our floors are also non-slip, anti-fatigue, and easy to clean, designed to keep athletes safe and comfortable every step of the way. And we don't stop at sports. Transform your garage from plain to showroom ready with SnapGrid tiles. DIY friendly and easy to install, our garage floors handle cars, tools, and everyday life with ease. Step outside. Our interlocking deck and patio tiles bring new life to worn surfaces. Comfortable underfoot, slip resistant, and weather ready. Need more? We offer sport court tiles, playground surfaces, and specialty flooring solutions for every space. Whatever your project, we've got a floor for it.
Perfect surfaces. You stand on it, we stand by it.
So in 2019, we went and visited a crypto mining site. We looked around. I said to myself, there's got to be a better way. My name is Chuck Lecuyer, founder of CS Corporation, home of the IntelliFlex line of product. At IntelliFlex, we're innovators. We design, build, deploy, and operate our system. We design a system that is very easy to operate. We have industry-leading operation uptime and efficiency. Our product are UL certified. Quality is what we do. Every piece will have their own power distribution system, their own immersion tank, network system, pump, fans. Our clients that we have all have something in common, and then they're looking for a high quality product that they could deploy as a modular system that is scalable. At IntelliFlex, our motto is start to finish.
perfect surfaces.
Well, as I'm starting to learn here at the Founders Cup, when AC/DC starts playing, I think that means we're ready for the opening face-off of another period. It's the second coming right up between the Privateers and the WarChiefs, who lead 7-1 through 20 minutes and will remain on the power play with some carryover time. I mean, lots of carryover time. Only 2 seconds came off the penalty clock at the tail end of the first period. 1 for 2 on the man advantage, a chance to improve that record a little bit, but already with a commanding lead. Both goaltenders remain the same at the start here, and why not? Brendan D back in between the pipes for Seneca, and that one got past Keegan Horn, but off of the crossbar and out of play. It will remain Seneca possession. Horn was very busy, to say the least, through the opening period. Had seen a lot of rubber thrown his way, specifically to that glove side. Seneca was able to win the most of those matchups, but still Horn with a handful of saves to his name here, and he'll likely have to make a few more on this man advantage, as they will again work it around the perimeter. Pick is set, shot is off, and look at that, another crossbar. Bar down, but on the right side of the goal line as far as Horn is concerned. Back down low. Freeman from the corner, backhand feed from the point, shot. That was blocked, or no, they'll say Horn made the save. The 30 is actually frozen right now. Scores! Power play goal. This one did take a little bit longer, but they will go 2 for 3 on the man advantage. So I think it was a block shot in front. And then it'll be another one for Jaden Kennedy. Just over a minute into the second period. Stick side this time on Horn. So 8-2, or check that, 8-1. And they'll be 2 for 3 on the power play now. Kennedy absolutely rips one from the point, and an interference call will give possession to the Privateers off the ensuing faceoff. Bit of a better change here for the Privateers, but a slower one for Seneca as they have to rush their way back onto the defensive side. And a telegraph pass is picked off. Here come the WarChiefs from their own side of center. There's a man streaking off the bench. The pass just out of the reach of Garen John. Found himself onto the score sheet in the opening 20. Glove save at the other end. Brendan D gets his first stop of the second. And a quick back in will give a fresh 30 to the Privateers. Pass down low. They've been looking a lot to Carter Monroe. That one was close, but just missed the pass. Almost another fast break opportunity, but that just rolls between the legs and into the corner. Change is completed, and there's a penalty here. Looks like it's going to go to Seneca. Check that, no. Actually, they're each going to go. Temperature has been relatively cool, I would say, to start off day number 2, but a little bit of rough stuff in the Privateers crease. That'll give us some 4-on-4 action. Hilaire is going to go off 2 minutes for slashing. And then roughing at the other end, and is that a misconduct? Handed out as well. Elias John given an extra one, jawing with the official as he was stepping into the penalty box. And it looks like it's going to remain. No, they are going to change it up and say possession Privateers thanks to the misconduct. It will be Nova Scotia possession. But the original call will stand. It's going to be 4-on-4. And Elias John is going to stay in the sin bin for a while here now, thanks to already the roughing minor, but the misconduct on top of that. Plenty of room available to work with. Lacombe Petrie will get a shot, and the officials are going to come together to discuss for a moment, it looks like. Didn't look like that crossed the line, but having a lengthy discussion to the right of Brendan D. All right. Call stands, no goal. Seneca possession. Take that, Garrett Eddy. I saw your hands go up. 0 for 1. Joe John skips across. Now the righties will go to work. Spinning away is Guerin John. Great defensive shift here, keeping his man at bay. Kale McClellan able to get through though on the far side, floated wide. Rebound favors Seneca as it goes off the back of the official, and then a crease violation ends that last second opportunity a little bit early. Declan Petit on the run. A great back-checking effort, though, ties up his hands. The ball is knocked down to the turf. Nobody can find it. Eventually, Holloway able to knock it forward, and he draws an interference call to give his team possession back. First to collect will be Mills. Check that. It's on the defensive side still. Holloway has to take it off the bench. Mills still wants it at the near side. Holloway will take a slow jog towards his bench. Now Mills deflects off of his face mask, I believe, and Landon Ryan trying to receive it off of the half wall. Knocked loose, 8 seconds on the clock. It'll ricochet wide, low shot, and D able to drop down and keep it down underneath. And Seneca will take possession back again, leading 8-1 with 6:13 left. Into the mix, Brian Freeman on the hunt for his third goal. Nice spin move on a twister release, denied. Keegan Horn makes another save. Bouncer all the way forward. Beware of the second bounce, folks. Jacob Kennedy has to find it in the corner, and the penalized players will come back out. Back to 5-on-5. Lefty strong set. And they'll get a fresh 30 after Chris Bunge's shot went off a defender and out of play.
WarChiefs goal.
St. Hilaire is going to park himself in the middle. Bunge with a spinning shot. That missed by quite a large margin, and Seneca will clear. Jackson Mohawk leaves it distance. Here's Everett Stevens. Far side feed, pick and roll is a good one. The pass was as well, but Mohawk just bobbled it. Continues to battle for it, however. Privateers given the reset. No, and now it's given back to Seneca, so they'll get their fresh 30.
Privateers, 2 minutes for slashing. Booty John from the WarChiefs, 2 minutes for roughing it, 10 minutes on sportsmanlike.
Stevens skips far side, drives off ball, pass doesn't come. Now Joe John on the toe drag. We've seen that a few times in this game already. Lane opens up through the middle, and look at that pass attempt. One hand on his stick, tries to throw it behind himself and draws a penalty as he goes down. And he's now shaken up, favoring that right leg, and he is going to hop his way towards his team's bench. That is not a good sight for Joise John. Trainer comes over to that side of the bench immediately as McClellan goes off for slashing. Seneca already 2 for 3 on the man advantage, and special teams has certainly favored them in this game. They'll get another chance. Look out for the shooters, folks. Up top, near side, is Croy Snow. And the pass just missed the opposite shooter, Garen John. Able to recover, though. Now to the point they'll go. Jaden Kennedy down low to the crease. Back to Kennedy. He'll wind, fire, and sends it off the shoulder.
Privateers penalty number 16, Cale McClellan, 2 minutes.
Everybody getting a touch once again. Snow to the point. Skip feed underneath. Between a couple of defensive sticks, and the shot from distance finds its way into the back of the net. Make it 9-1 for the WarChiefs. Look at how calm this ball movement is. It hardly looks like they're trying, really. But methodical with their motion. And firing from downtown is Jaden Kennedy. Options through the middle, but deciding to go to that outside rip, and why not? They've scored on it plenty of times. Now they'll go in tight, in transition, scores! Another one. Less than 10 seconds later by my count. Nice call to split a couple of defenders. It'll be Garen John again. And 5-hole past Horn, who remains in the crease. An aggressive stance at the top of his crease. There's almost a backdoor feed available. Holloway. He may be using the longest stick in this entire tournament. Every time he's running up the floor, there is quite a bit left over on that shaft underneath of his bottom hand.
WarChiefs' 9th goal scored on the power play, his 2nd of the game by number 8.
Nice save
Jaden Kennedy.
by D. That'll deflect out of play. One official says Privateers ball. The other one says WarChiefs. Those 2 goals were so close together that they're just now announcing the 10th goal. And they do decide Privateers ball. McKay, he'll get another reset. Maloney through the middle. Good defensive slide, able to maintain though, spinning from the corner. Cohen Conrad, he'll shoot, denied by D, and bodies rolling over top of each other. But the WarChiefs able to find it and go off on a run. Numbers here if they hurry. Shot and a big rebound in front. And there's going to be another penalty, I think, to the Privateers. I believe Jack McKay is going to be the culprit here. It looked like he kind of got a punch off. Well, they're going to say holding.
2025 Founders Cup 50-50 tickets brought
Bad to worse.
60 Engineering Environmental are available every game at the admissions table and from Shamrock's volunteers. The daily winner is drawn during the last game of the day.
I think aside from, really their first 2 power play chances, Seneca has been pretty well automatic on the man up. Freeman skips across, back to the point. Stevens, he'll shoot wide. Big rebound, it goes all the way down towards D. He'll come out of his crease, or at least think about it. Decides to let his power play come back and retrieve possession. Almost an alley-oop. There's Holloway. Officials letting him play on. Look at the extra hang on the stick of Holloway. He may be going back for some more penalty killing efforts on an interference call, and the pass is deflected down. A good stick knocks the ball into the corner. Cale McClellan is going to stay out for some penalty killing duties. Power play making a couple quick changes. Freeman is going to go down to the corner now. Freeman takes a peek. He'll fake the pass, now send it high to Stevens, who fires off the shoulder of Horn and out of play. Fresh 30 with 53 seconds remaining on their man advantage. Snow will go to the righties. Stevens, a backhander. That didn't get through. Now Freeman still looking for his hat-trick goal. Holloway finds it. Gets through a couple of forwards and sprints the floor. Ball is knocked free, but keeps after it. He has room to go back over the center line if he wants, but Freeman ties up his hands, and he's going to be sent forward on a breakaway. Quick whistle, and he looked like he tried to go to the Forsberg a little bit. What a way to score your third that could have been. But no dice. Another turnover gives possession back to the WarChiefs. 19 seconds remaining on their power play. Snow at the point. He'll shoot, scores. Well, I'm glad I didn't say it because I was about to mention that we're getting close to this being the first unsuccessful power play in a while for the WarChiefs. And then right as the thought crosses my mind, of course, Croy Snow rips one from the same spot they've scored from oh so often here. Low to the corner, pass Keegan Horn, and that'll make this an 11-1 game and make it 12. What a pretty passing play. And Croy Snow on the finish. One pass, two pass, back of the net. And we're going to get a goaltending change, but not at the end of the floor that you might think. Seneca is going to switch almost exactly halfway through this game. They're going to go to Talem Sandry. So the night is going to be done for now, it looks like, for Brendan D, getting both their goaltenders some equal minutes. And by my count, that's the third time in this game that the WarChiefs have fired home back-to-back goals in about 10 or so seconds, in some cases a little bit less.
WarChiefs' 11th goal scored on the power play by number 13, Joey John.
PA announcer battling with the speaker system, and there's the first save since entering for Sandry. Might have to make another one here off the interference call. Possession is going to go back to the Privateers. I mean, they're going to give the goaltenders a water break here. Safe to say Sandry likely doesn't need one, but Horn certainly does. And speaking of, they're actually going to make a goaltending change in the Privateers crease now. So Keegan Horn is going to get the rest of the afternoon off. In comes Zachary Malcolm, wearing double fours here. Well, now the water break seems a little unnecessary, if I'm being honest. But good to stay hydrated. It's hot out here in Cowtown. And just under 10 minutes remaining in the middle frame. Still 12-1. The WarChiefs lead, and most of their damage is being done on the power play. Well, back underway as the righties will get things going. It's going to be a righty strong set, and they'll go behind the net quickly. Macomb Petrie is stuck in the corner, and an interference call will give possession back to the WarChiefs. First man off of the bench and into the mix is Simon White. Now Stevens lobs across. Just missed his man, but leaping to collect. It's Kennedy. Freeman. Quick spin move through the middle, and there's the first save since entering for Zachary Malcolm. Thrown right to the fire, and he'll stand tall here for another offensive set of the WarChiefs. Tuck through in a blind flip pass that was on the money. Bobbled for a moment, kept after by Kennedy, and then he lost it. Privateer is able to escape.
Couple of goaltending changes to it now.
And now the WarChiefs have a man all the way up the play. It's Stevens in all on his own, and he'll put it into the top left corner. No mistake when he's got that much room. Snuck behind everybody. Nobody knew he was there. What is that, 4 fakes before the defender even gets anywhere near him? Outweights Malcolm off the post and in. Not bad for Everett Stevens. Here's Freeman. Throws it to the middle, and that got through back to back for the WarChiefs again. Freeman is just loading up the points in this game. Yeah, you could see Malcolm just take a look at his stick. You could tell that he got a piece of it and knows he probably should have had the rest, but the unfortunate part of a cold goaltender coming in and taking a lot of shots pretty well immediately, and now his team will try to reward their goaltender on the power play. High sticking is going to be the call. Spark Psychology is proud to support the Founders Cup as part of their mission to foster mental health, resilience, and personal growth for young people. Thank you to Spark for your sponsorship here at the Founders Cup and on BC Sports TV. Bringing you all the Founders Cup action live and for free on our YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell icon if you want notifications every time we go live. For the most part, it's 3 games a day. That one goes off a body and wide. Privateers are going to stay in the offensive zone.
WarChiefs goal.
Maloney is going to run point. He has it here, dish to the near side. McKay to the crease, and is that through? No! Waved off at the last second. As Sandry sprawled backwards and was able to get enough to pull it off of the goal line. That close to the Privateers' second power play goal. And a Rusty Gate knocks the ball free, but just for a moment. Jackson Mohawk to the middle, and he'll fire that off the Privateers logo.
Assisted by number 21, Antonio Below. Time of that goal, 8:41 in the second period. That's Stevens from Below at 8:41 in the second period. WarChiefs' 14th goal, scored by number 15, Jake Gansworth, his 3rd of the night, assisted by number 10.
Maloney back to the point. Feeds McKay. He'll receive it again. Maloney wide. McKay, nice loose ball collected, but his shot is off a body. Conrad has to get something off. He will. It ricochets in and out of the stick of Sandry, and a legal substitution is going to give possession back to the Privateers here. 43 seconds still remaining in their power play. Slashing call to Luke Smeater. And remember, Elias John is still in the penalty box after that misconduct early in this frame. 6:45 left. He may be coming out soon. So McKay is going to run point, and a bouncer is stopped by the shoulder of Sandry. Fresh 30 again. McKay, fake shot, and ends up feeding down to the corner. A one-timer wide. Monroe to McKay. Stopped again. Sandry busy as of late. There's a nice move splitting through, but a good trail check knocks the ball free. It gets through, shot wide. High to the air and eventually collected. Leaping forward was Antonio Palat. He'll go to the goal and steps down in the crease. Close call. There was almost some contact with Malcolm. But everybody, again, gets back to their respective benches, and the Privateers unsuccessful on this latest power play. McDonald finds a man to the far side. There's a drive underneath, but couldn't get through. It was Monroe. Backpedaling away, dishes over to McDonald. Thought about the toe drag, just stumbled a little bit. 4 seconds on the shot clock. And that one from a sharp angle. It'll be an easy save for Sandry. An easy exit as well for the WarChiefs. James Reef takes a peek. There's another forward quickly off the bench. This time it was Garen John. Pass didn't come. Now Brian Freeman splits some defenders. Tries a twister looking far side, but ends up out of play. 5:06 left in the second period. WarChiefs ahead by pretty favorable margin, I would say. It's day 2 of the Founders Cup, but both these teams in their first games of the tournament. And another penalty coming up to the WarChiefs. I believe it's going to be a high stick. As Conrad tries to draw a call. And with that buzzer, it'll allow Elias John to re-enter the game. The Privateers are going to go back, and they actually got a penalty behind the play, it looks like. Or after the whistle, I should say. It was slashing. That'll go to Finn St. Hilaire, and that'll take his team off the power play. He's frustrated in the penalty box right now. We're going to go back to 4-on-4. Everett Stevens is going to kick things off near center. Brian Freeman has come back onto the floor. It's going to be McGregor Mills's job to slow him down for the time being, at least to kick things off on this possession. And again, the officials having a discussion. I do wonder if they're trying to decide whose possession it should be to start things off, but it was Nova Scotia who got the second penalty. So not entirely sure what the discussion here would be. But they've come to an agreement, and they will continue to say possession for the WarChiefs. Just relaying that message over to the Privateers bench, but just a quick delay and we're ready to get back after it. Stevens jogging his way down low. Now the righty's turn to get a touch. Screen is set. Flip pass is a good one. Shot is better though, and it'll fall into the leg pads of Zachary Malcolm, who makes another save. Long pass ahead. Mills on the run, a chance to go. He'll bounce it off the glove of Sandry. A nice save there, probably his toughest test of the game since entering about 6 minutes ago. Now numbers again, and a one-timer sent wide. Give the official a block. Ball stays in deep. Bungie somehow finds it. Captain of the Privateers doing some work in deep. He'll head off for a change. Looks like 3 lefties on this 4-on-4 set. They wanted the ISO for McKay, and the ball didn't get over to him until there was about 2 seconds left. A little scrambly right now on the offensive side for Seneca. Croy Snow leaves for Brian Freeman. Those two will work the two-man game. Freeman likes the drive. He also likes the flip pass. What a fake by Snow. He'll drive and send it wide. High into the air. Ryan takes a swipe at it. Bouncer off the goaltender and into the corner. Fresh 30. Nice move again by Snow. He'll feed Freeman, and a bouncer trampolines off the stick of Malcolm. Rebound stays below the goal line. Snow trying to wrestle his way through. Somehow in the pile, Freeman finds it, and he's going to draw a penalty. Sandry sprinting towards the Seneca bench. Just as the penalties expire, so now it's 5. Check that, it's 6-on-5. In front off the crossbar and down once again. No goal, says the official right away. And immediately after going back to 5-on-5 for a moment, it's going to be Seneca heading to the man advantage. It's always fun to see on the early days of tournaments like these who the standout players wind up being. You can do as much prep ahead of time and see who the leading scorers are, but sometimes in these big tournaments, on a stage like this, there are some other candidates who really step up in those big moments. And for me, Brian Freeman has been incredible. Snow has been another one as the ball goes the other way quickly, but they're unable to collect. More of just shoveling it on goal. As Cale McClellan turned on the Jets. And both those aforementioned players make their way back onto the floor for some more power play opportunities. Croy Snow will dish down low, and a one-timer that'll be stopped by Malcolm. A little bit of daylight there, but a nice step over to his left. And Mills bobbled the pass. He tries to chase it down, and Turf Monster takes another victim. .55 seconds left in the power play. The officials are going to come together for a discussion. I believe one of the referees called Seneca on an 8-second count that was not correct. Immediately correcting that call. You can see him patting himself on the chest. My bad, fellas. I'm glad he did so because it's causing a little confusion for myself as well. It does remain WarChiefs ball. Stevens, Freeman down low to Snow. Freeman again fakes the pass, now finds Stevens, his pass to the far side. Jaden Kennedy will collect. Low shot, it rises and might have hit a body in front. Now 2 to shoot. They can't get it on target in time. So we've entered the final minute of action. And Croy Snow is going to go off actually for delay of game. And the penalties have certainly been aplenty in period 2. So Seneca unsuccessful on this power play. Feels like a rare occurrence. And in 8 seconds, we're going to see the Privateers go back to work with the extra attacker. Likely see them just hang on to possession here until their penalized player, Jacob Kennedy, will come out of the box. He'll make the mad dash over to his team's bench. Bringing on his captain, Chris Bungie. Maloney at the point. Maloney steps into one. A sidearm rip, didn't miss by much, but he gets his own rebound. 4 to shoot. Down low to Bungie. He'll throw one blindly, ends up in the corner, and the shot was off just after the buzzer had gone. And the clock just kept running, so that's going to do it here for second period action. It is 14-1. The WarChiefs lead over the Privateers through 40 minutes. Don't forget, we got more action coming up after this quick breather, but we got more action coming up throughout the day as well. The next game Coming up after this one will be the Kings taking on the Rapids before the nightcap at 7:30 between the Shamrocks and Adanacs. You can hear one of, potentially both of myself and Cody Jansen on the call throughout this day. Thank you for joining us for this one. We'll be back after a quick breather.
So in 2019, we went and visited a crypto mining site. We looked around. I said to myself, there's got to be a better way. My name is Chuck Lecuyer, founder of CS Corporation, home of the IntelliFlex line of product. At IntelliFlex, we're innovators. We design, build, deploy, and operate our system. We design a system that is very easy to operate. We have industry-leading operation uptime and efficiency. Our product are UL certified. Quality is what we do. Every piece will have their own power distribution system, their own immersion tank, network system, pump, fans. Our clients that we have all have something in common, and they're looking for a high quality product that they could deploy as a modular system that is scalable. At IntelliFlex, our motto is start to finish.
Perfect Surfaces, Canada's leader in rubber flooring and specialty surfaces. From gyms to arenas, our premium rubber flooring is built to take a beating and keep going. Extremely durable, impact resistant, and engineered for high-performance spaces. Our floors are also non-slip, anti-fatigue, and easy to clean, designed to keep athletes safe and comfortable every step of the way. And we don't stop at sports. Transform your garage from plain to showroom ready with SnapGrid tiles. DIY friendly and easy to install, our garage floors handle cars, tools, and everyday life with ease. Step outside. Our interlocking deck and patio tiles bring new life to worn surfaces. Comfortable underfoot, slip resistant, and weather ready. Need more? We offer sport court tiles, playground surfaces, and specialty flooring solutions for every space. Whatever your project, we've got a floor for it.
Perfect Surfaces. You stand on it, we stand by it.
So in 2019, we went and visited a crypto mining site. We looked around. I said to myself, there's got to be a better way. My name is Chuck Lecuyer, founder of CS Corporation, home of the IntelliFlex line of product. At IntelliFlex, we're innovators. We design, build, deploy, and operate our system. We design a system that is very easy to operate. We have industry-leading operation uptime and efficiency. Our product are UL certified. Quality is what we do. Every piece will have their own power distribution system, their own immersion tank, network system, pump, fans. Our clients that we have all have something in common, and they're looking for a high-quality product that they could deploy as a modular system that is scalable. At IntelliFlex, our motto is start to finish.
Perfect Surfaces, Canada's leader in rubber flooring and specialty surfaces. From gyms to arenas, our premium rubber flooring is built to take a beating and keep going. Extremely durable, impact resistant, and engineered for high-performance spaces. Our floors are also non-slip, anti-fatigue, and easy to clean, designed to keep athletes safe and comfortable every step of the way. And we don't stop at sports. Transform your garage from plain to showroom ready with SnapGrid tiles. DIY friendly and easy to install, our garage floors handle cars, tools, and everyday life with ease. Step outside. Our interlocking deck and patio tiles bring new life to worn surfaces. Comfortable underfoot, slip resistant, and
Well, just like I said at the end of the second period, AC/DC on the speaker. I think that's the signal that we're ready to get back underway for some Founders Cup actions. The third period in our first game of day number 2. And it's the Seneca WarChiefs with a commanding 14-1 lead over the Nova Scotia Privateers. Plenty of special teams goals, to say the least. If you've missed any of the action so far, I think it's pretty safe to say at this point, Seneca automatic on the power play. And guess what? Still some, well, no, check that. It's for the Privateers here in this case, as Seneca remains in the penalty box for the next 50 seconds. Here comes Holloway. I had somebody send me a message at some point during this game confirming what I am seeing, that the stick of Killian Holloway, that's pretty much a pull. That thing is, I can pretty confidently say, he's going to have the longest lacrosse stick in this tournament. Keep your eye on 77 in white. The short-handed unit goes to work for the WarChiefs, finding space near the center line. Now down low, Snow drops his shoulder, drops his hand to shoot, and he gets a swipe off. Check that, it was Everett Stevens, not happy with the contact that he had taken. Shares a couple of chirps on his way towards his team's bench. And we are back to 5-on-5. Croy Snow comes out of the penalty box. Feed up top, finds Waite.
Correction on the privateer.
Hawk sets the screen on ball. Waite with it to the near side. Sees a target open in the middle. Couldn't find him. Defended well. Now he'll skip across to the righties. Nice toe drag. Cox on a twister, and Sandry sweeps it off the goal line with his heel. It was a close one and not a bad start to the third and final frame in this one for the Privateers. Freeman on the toe drag, he'll shoot, and Malcolm makes the stop down on his knees. This is Finn St. Hilaire. He's going to stay and play this O shift. McDonald fakes the spin, fooled his defender. Backpedals into the corner. Spins again off ball as St. Hilaire takes it and feeds the righties. Screen set, shot is off and almost between the legs. Sandry keeps them shut, however. Gets his team back in possession. Gonna go to the hidden ball trick. It's on the back of the stick of Stevens. Good communication from the Nova Scotia bench. Kennedy, one more pass underneath. Jab step is there. John, who missed a lot of time in the second period after his misconduct. Ball is through to the middle, and man, Jaden Kennedy was right there in front and couldn't corral it. They keep after it though, shoot and score. It's 15-1. Four forwards in the offensive zone still. And finally, by the end of all of that, able to pot it home, it's Jake Gansworth completing his hat trick. That feels about as textbook of a crease finish as you're going to find. Just sidestepping his way into a better position, faking into those high corners every step of the way until one finally goes top right. Back to the face-off dot. Privateers trying to get some energy back into their bench. But they'll look to their defensive end for more of that energy. A nice swim move creates some space over the center line, and taking it back and going straight to the crease on a drive is Jaden Kennedy. Couldn't avoid the dark blue paint. And a penalty on the way to the bench will put the Privateers back to the man advantage. And got to be careful here not to take another one. There's already been one misconduct towards Seneca due to pleading their case on a penalty, and looks like it will be another unsportsmanlike. Getting teed up, it's Croy Snow back in the sin bin for the second time this period. McDonald going to be the lefty shooter. Maloney is going to run the point. He's been there all game long. Motion underway. Maloney loves that low release. Can't get it on the mark.
WarChiefs penalty to number 43, Croy Snow. 2 minutes, 4 runs, workmanlike conduct.
Shot just over the goal line. McKay finally on the power play. He's had plenty of looks from that exact spot. Just a little extra oomph on this one. Gonna get through Sandry. Felt it trickling through him at the last second. You can see the sweep on the goal line. But just enough. 15-2 now. The Privateers trail with another power play marker. And they'll get a rare possession off of A face-off win in their favor. Trying to make this 2 straight goals, but back to 5-on-5, and, well, yeah, 6 guys on the floor. That's going to give up possession. And now they're going to take a penalty and allow a goal against the other way. That is certainly going to sting as Simon White goes the entire length of the floor after an illegal substitution call, causes a turnover, draws a penalty as well, but another look here where Seneca doesn't end up needing the power play. Goaltender didn't even really exit the crease before the ball is in the back of the net, thanks to the efforts in transition by Simon White. Another power play here coming up. 6-on-5 for Seneca. Jaden Kennedy now looking to clear some space. He'll dish across on a one-timer. This is a great save by Malcolm.
Second of the night scored by number 13, Jack McKay. Assisted by number 18, Ryan Maloney, and number 19, Finn St. Hilaire. Time of that goal, 15:49 in the third period. That's McKay from Maloney and St. Hilaire.
Traveling, sending money overseas, Califorex has you covered with competitive exchange rates and fast, reliable service. Califorex helps make your money go further. Check them out online at califorex.com.
White unassisted at 15:19 in the third period.
Snow is running point as he does so often. Kennedy sends it back up top as Snow fires. Malcolm makes the stop and it goes out of play. Now Kennedy down low through the middle, back to Snow. He has room, fires, big rebound. Holloway bats it towards the center line. Jaden Kennedy will take his time and retrieve it back at center. They're going to try the hidden ball trick again. Doesn't fool the penalty killers. Snow, Kennedy feeds down low to the crease. Space is opened up top. Kennedy, Snow, backhand feed finds Freeman. He'll spin, skip back across. Kennedy, shot took a deflection off a stick, ends up at the half wall, and here come the Privateers. Tucking back McClellan. Sneaky release, and Eisner throws one towards Sandry and takes a peek behind him. Has to roll over to get back up. Back to his feet as the ball goes the other way. 37 seconds left on the power play. Jaden Kennedy is going to come up and run point now. Snow has, or check that, Freeman is gone off to the bench. Heavy shot wide. Sharp angle bid goes off the body of Holloway. Give him another block. And now the Privateers should be able to kill the remainder of this penalty with just a few seconds left. It's Cohen Conrad. Fakes the pass across. There's a trailer coming off as the penalized player. Carter Monroe went straight off to the bench. Now McDonald can't get it through. It falls down to the teal turf. Seneca able to clear. A little bit of pressure now for the Privateers on a back-checking effort by McDonald. He'll head off for a change. Garen John, pass through, big contact, and a one-time feed. Nice pass down from the turf, but there's another penalty coming up. It's going to be a trip. And it looks like it is going to be Chris Bungie going off. Well, it's the little things at this point, I would say, with 12-18 remaining and trailing by 14 in terms of the Privateers here. They have had a couple of successful penalty kills, including the last one just a few minutes ago. Anything to build on here in their first opportunity at the Founders Cup. Freeman, fake shot. Throws his hands into the air. He thought that pass was a good one, but unable to retrieve it was Elias John, and a save is made shortly thereafter. Now Holloway, there's a good look at the look at the shaft. Yeah, that thing is a pull. Five seconds on the shot clock, a good bit of pressure with the extra attacker for Seneca. They'll cause a turnover on the shot clock violation and go right back to their power play. Antonio Palat had a goal back in the first period. He'll stay in play here. He's going to draw a penalty as well. Goaltender to the bench. Hidden ball trick almost worked. They fooled Malcolm for a moment, but able to recover, make the save just in time. So we're going to see some 5-on-3 action at the Founders Cup with 11:07 to play. Slashing to Declan Petit. So Seneca are going to go 4-on-3 with a safety man near center. And it banks in off a defender. It has been that kind of game for the Privateers. 8 seconds into the two-man advantage. Yeah, Holloway, not much you can do about that one. Trying to use every bit of that reach to block a pass and ends up knocking it between the legs of his goaltender. And Seneca will stay on the power play almost for an entire 2 minutes. A little bit of feistiness between the benches right now. Monroe jawing before he got on with Luke Smeater, who just did the old trusty point up to the scoreboard. Snow, nice move. Shot, better save by Malcolm. Snow with another chance, and Malcolm made another save in tight.
WarChiefs goal scored on the power play by number 24, Garrett John.
Kennedy gets the return pass. Feed down low. Garrett John back to Kennedy. Now Snow with room. He'll shoot a bouncer, and it went in, but there was a whistle. Holding penalty. And it's going to be another two-man advantage for Seneca. Oh boy. And a misconduct. Jacob Kennedy of the Privateers did not like the explanation. And now there's going to be 3 guys in the box right now for the Privateers as somebody has to come over to serve. And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe so. Technically I know there's 3 guys physically in the box, but technically 2 penalties on the board. 1 more would mean a penalty shot. Correct? Well, well, well. John, underhand feed over to Freeman, back outside. One-timer attempted, but just whiffing on it at the last second. Elias John, a close call. Now he'll get the wrap in on Holloway. Numbers here for Seneca, depending on how they play this. They'll go across one more and looking to float into the top corner, but just wide. Now they get the one-timer off. Garrett John just wide. Heavy shot, better save by Malcolm. Stevens gets it out to Freeman. They go down low again to the one-timer. That one might have rung some iron, and the first penalty is just about to expire. We're no longer in that penalty shot territory. This time a telegraphed pass. Now Petit is up the play, coming right out of the penalty box. A dream for any penalized player. But 3 defenders able to cut off that chance immediately. McDonald takes it off the bounce. Ben McDonald tries to fire around a defender, and that'll go straight out of play. Goaltenders are going to get a quick water break. And once play resumes, there's going to be 30 seconds of power play time remaining for Seneca. Well, I said earlier it's about the little things, and I think if the Privateers are going to take any positives from this game, they're going to look to their penalty killers in the later stages. Again, I mentioned probably in the second period, I think it was, that Seneca relatively automatic for my money on the power play, and it feels like since then, I mean, maybe I hit him with the broadcaster's curse or something, but for the most part, I would say the Privateers have done a good job on the penalty kill since. I mean, there was the unfortunate one that ricochets off a defender down low, but I mean, what are you going to do about that? And Holloway is back out on the floor as that low crease man. If you're ever wondering, if you ever can't see the numbers, yeah, there's a good look at the stick, George. That thing, oh my. Cameraman extraordinaire George Para has entered the chat. Back up top to Snow, and the stick is knocked out of his hands. A heavy cross-check by the Privateers captain, who sends the rush in the other direction. He's got a man with him, decides to shoot and fires wide, and then another shot on the mark. St. Hilaire able to get that one on. Now Garen John is denied at the other end, takes a heavy hit, and that's going to be penalized. Right as the original 2 minutes for slashing to Jacob Kennedy had expired. So Landon Ryan, who was serving that, has come out of the box, but penalty killers just remain on the floor. 8:08 left in the third period, 17-2. Seneca leads. All the way around the perimeter. John, Kennedy, Snow, and then back to Freeman. One more across, a backhander. Seneca trying to get a little fancy with their ball movement. That one almost went between the wickets of Malcolm, but he makes the stop after taking a quick look behind him. St. Hilaire over the center line. He'll wait for some changes to be made, protecting his stick. Hilaire able to break free after a little bit of pressure. Nice pass down low, but it handcuffed his man, Monroe. Went behind the goal. Eisner shot through, and no goal. A close call behind the net. Sandry wisely again falls back and just turns his body to keep it away from that goal line. I don't think we've seen a shorthanded goal in this game. I'd have to rack my memory a little bit here, but mostly power play goals on the board. Feel pretty comfortable saying this has been the most penalty minutes we've seen in any of the games so far at the Founders Cup. Ball is loose, and Privateers are going to get a fresh 30 on the interference call. Noah Lacombe Petrie doing some good work. killing almost the remainder of this penalty. Finds Conrad and heads off for a change. Conrad swims over his man, goes on a jog deep into the corner. Now he's pinned there for a moment. We're back to 5-on-5, and Conrad's going to draw a penalty. And maybe another one here as he took a cross check down low and then another one into his neck area. And yeah, why not just stay out for the power play duty yourself? You're the one who put your team in this spot. I'm giving him the ball, I think. So after plenty of two-man advantages in favor of Seneca, it'll now be the Privateers who look to return the favor. 5:55 to go. It's Traylon Warrior and Everett Stevens watch on for the time being. Some down low motion. Maloney is going to stay at the point here.
WarChiefs penalty, number 5.
Glove saved by Sandry. Ball stays in the crease. No, they're going to say it came out and then went back in. Possession back to the Privateers, who are going with the full 5-on-3 here, looking to get something going rather than the 4-on-3. And there's a nice save by Sandry with his stick. Mid-range feed ends up dropping down, and there's a man wide open in front if Seneca is able to feed, but unable to collect possession. McDonald will, and now it's a 2-on-1 on the power play over to the captain who just bobbled it. That's going to be a frustrating one, and then gets a slash off. Successful first half of the kill, and Seneca's going to go right to the goal. A one-handed slash again that goes uncalled here. And that one's going to go off, and maybe another penalty, and the officials wisely get right in there. I believe it was Cohen Conrad. Put his team onto the power play, and now is going to take his team off. Well, we'll see. It depends. It might still be 4-on-3. I mean, depending on if he got a second penalty or not. Because there was one originally being called. I believe it was going to be a hold and then threw an extra hit after. For now, it's just him going off, and it will just be a slash. That's going to be the original call to Conrad. Kennedy's still in the box on his misconduct that he got dinged with earlier in this frame. Ball will start with Garen John. Yeah, George, I agree with you. That is a well lit up scoreboard. Oh, check that, George. 5 minutes. I get your communication. This is what we have to rely on here when George isn't in the same room as me as he usually is. 5 minutes for slashing. And now another penalty is about to be called, it looks like, this time to Seneca. And depending on when this whistle goes, we may see the penalty shot. And looks like they will call it. No signal for it just yet. And now maybe a discussion ongoing with people in the penalty box, and no. I'm not crazy, right? Like, we should be seeing a penalty shot here. Where's Keith Gagne when you need him? Okay, so 4-on-3. Scores quickly. Monroe. Well, who wants to rely on a penalty shot anyways? 17-3. Monroe, calmly. I mean, that's about as casual of a goal as you're going to see. It almost feels comedic to go to the slow motion at that point. Already moving in slow motion. But it does not matter. Carter Monroe. Able to put that low into the corner. Good luck keeping track of the power play percentages after this game. Now Monroe might want to go once again. The low-handed swim, heel shoot, and almost under the arm. Sandry. He's done that a few times in this game where he just kind of sweeps back on the goal line when he feels it trickling through. It's worked out in his favor. WarChiefs getting a little casual with the ball. I'll pass up to Eisner. It's one-on-one. Tucks his stick, spins back from the corner. A little bit of pressure mounting on his back. He'll send it to the perimeter. What do you say we play the rest of this game without any penalties here? Hey, fellas? Still 4-on-4. A riser from McDonald. Off the end glass and out of play. Pass across the floor. This is Snow. Creating space in the middle. He wants the pass back to him. Didn't get it. Stays to the near side and ends up in the stick. Zachary Malcolm makes a quick pass ahead, but the ball rolls out of the reach of his intended target. Brady Gugu now has to backtrack. Big pass across by Palat, backpedaling away. He drew a double team and then passed across, which went off a body. Just gets it back himself. To the outside, Jaden Kennedy dishes to the lefties. Freeman takes a couple of whacks. Does a full lap of that far side. Shot clock winds down to 3. Kennedy shoots, and Malcolm makes the stop. Palat gave his man an extra cross check. McClellan almost stumbled, or rather almost tripped. He did stumble. Now Waite giving some help, and there's the back over call with the Privateers now short-handed. Gansworth, return to the near side. John had his shot deflected off the glass. He'll retrieve it. Gansworth again, he'll dish. Shot, rebound over to the far side. Knocked out with 85 seconds to go. Privateers with an aggressive formation down a man here. Gansworth is going to run point. Fake shot. John scores just inside the post. Make it 18-3. I think you could probably tell from the lack of cheers at this point in an 18-3 game. Both these teams, I would imagine, just want to get to the conclusion as quickly as possible. And with that slashing penalty to Conrad being a major, he remains in the sin bin, and Seneca can still score another one. They'll have to wait a little bit longer into the final minute here, but that shot went out of play.
WarChiefs goal scored by number 24, Garen John.
Finn St. Hilaire.
Of the night, assisted by number 83, Jaden Kennedy. And number 15, Jake Gansler.
Parked along the glass into the final 40 seconds.
From Kennedy and Gansworth at 107 in the third period.
Drops his hand and spins himself into a double team. Knocked off his path. Possession goes back to Seneca. There's 25 seconds left. Just under 40 remaining in their power play. Do they want another, or do they want to just kill this clock? And it looks like we have our answer. Croy Snow is just going to hang on and keep it deep in his defensive zone. What a performance by the Seneca WarChiefs. 18-3. They kick off the Founders Cup here on day number 2. Both teams saw even minutes for both their goaltenders. But for the WarChiefs, it'll be Talem Sandry, who has his team surround him in celebration after a big victory. They will now look forward to their next matchup, which will come on Wednesday, facing off against the Mavericks. But let's focus on day number 2 here for a little longer, shall we? We still got 2 more games coming up around the corner. Next one up, 4:15, it looks like, is the scheduled start time between the Kings and the Rapids. You can catch Cody Jansen on the call for that one. Cameraman extraordinaire George Parr is going to stay parked over there the whole time. Hopefully you're doing all right over there, Georgie. Nightcap tonight will be the Shamrocks versus the Adnacks. The Shamrocks look to even up their record after falling on day number 1. And the Adnacks look to improve their record and stay perfect, 2-0. Time will tell. Thanks for joining us here at BC Sports TV. For the entire crew up here in the broadcast booth and for cameraman extraordinaire George Parra, I've been Tino Farah. We will see you next time.